All right, ready to ditch those sweaters. Today we're diving into your dream trip. 40 days in the Maldives. We're talking full immersion into paradise.
It's more than just a vacation. It's like experiencing a nation that exists almost against logic. Over 1,192 islands,
Wow.
scattered across 26 atolls, 99% water,
Yeah?
and the flattest country on Earth.
That's what makes this deep dive so exciting. We're crafting your perfect 40 days.
Right.
Whether it's luxurious overwater bungalows or cozy, budget-friendly guest houses, we're mapping out a journey that really resonates with you.
You know, this paradise label often overshadows the Maldives' rich history and culture. Did you know they went from ancient Buddhist kingdoms to embracing Islam in the 12th century? Even a chapter as a British protectorate.
It's like a hidden layer beneath those postcard-perfect beaches. And then there's Malé,
Yeah.
the capital island city,
Right.
where a third of the Maldivian population lives.
Exactly. It's this blend of ancient and modern, serene and vibrant that makes the Maldives so compelling. We'll uncover those cultural nuances.
Yeah.
From Malé's Grand Friday Mosque, built entirely of coral stone, to the rhythms of Budubaru music, their traditional dance, with drumming and singing.
And of course, no Maldivian adventure is complete without that underwater wonderland.
Right.
Whale sharks, manta rays, thousands of fish species, vibrant coral gardens. It's like stepping into a National Geographic documentary.
And that's where the urgency comes in. The Maldives is a paradise on the front lines of climate change. They may even be the first nation that has to relocate because of rising sea levels.
Wow.
It makes experiencing this beauty even more precious.
It's a powerful reminder that this is about more than a bucket list. It's about immersing ourselves in a world that's both beautiful and vulnerable. So let's get practical. When should we pack our bags and chase that Maldivian sunset?
Well, if you're after those classic postcard conditions, crystal clear waters, blue skies, temperatures around 82 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, then the dry season between December and April is best.
So pure relaxation mode, cocktail in hand, soaking up that sunshine. But what if someone's looking for a different kind of Maldivian experience?
Then we go to the wet season, May to November. You'll see more rain, but it has its own charm. Think lush landscapes, a different energy. And of course, it's a surfer's paradise.
Oh, nice.
You get those big swells that draw in the pros.
So it all comes down to what you prioritize for those 40 days, right?
That's it.
Tranquility or adventure.
Exactly. There's no right answer. It's about crafting a journey that fits your vision of the perfect Maldivian escape.
Okay, let's say our listener has landed in Malé, the gateway to paradise. Where do we steer them first on this 40-day trip?
Well, most travelers use Malé as a jumping-off point, but it's worth spending a couple of days to experience the capital. Imagine a city where the scent of exotic spices mixes with the salty ocean breeze, where ancient mosques stand tall amidst bustling markets.
It's a microcosm of the Maldives itself, this blend of tradition and modern. Where should we start?
The Grand Friday Mosque is a must-see. It's an architectural masterpiece. Imagine a structure built entirely from coral stone, with intricate carvings and a capacity of 5,000 people. It shows the rich Islamic heritage of the Maldives.
5,000 people. Wow. That's a lot of people. What about those who want to dive into the history of the Maldives?
Then we have the National Museum, full of artifacts spanning centuries. You can trace the evolution of the Maldives from those early Buddhist kingdoms through the Islamic conversion to their modern era. You'll find incredible examples of traditional Maldivian craftsmanship, lacquer work, woven mats, even ancient weapons.
It's like stepping back in time. After all that history, I'm ready for some sensory overload. What about those markets you mentioned?
The markets. A feast for the senses. Imagine stalls overflowing with exotic fruits, fresh seafood, and the aroma of spices filling the air. It's a chance to experience the true pulse of Maldivian life.
It's like stepping into a travel magazine, except you're really there. But let's be honest, those beaches are calling.
Right. And just a stone's throw from Malé, we have Hulu Malé Beach, an escape from the city. Imagine powdery white sand sloping into turquoise waters, fringed by palm trees. It's the quintessential Maldivian beach experience.
That's the image you get when you think of the Maldives, right? But I know there's a whole world beyond those perfect beaches. We have 40 days, so let's get adventurous.
And that's where atolls come in. The Maldives isn't one island. It's a collection of these ring-shaped coral reefs, each with a lagoon and a cluster of islands. Each atoll has a unique experience. For example, for marine life enthusiasts, the Ari Atoll is a must. It's known for its biodiversity, whale shark, and manta ray encounters.
Swimming with whale sharks.
Yes.
That's going straight to the top of my bucket list.
Yes.
And you mentioned the Bai Atoll earlier. What makes it special?
The Ba Atoll is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. It's a haven for marine life. Over 1,200 fish species, 250 coral species, even dolphins. And it's not just what's underwater. You have those beaches, mangrove forests, and villages where you can experience traditional life.
So we've got a taste of city life, iconic beaches, and 2 different atolls. It's clear that 40 days is barely enough to scratch the surface of what the Maldives has to offer. But let's face it, for many, the Maldives equals diving.
And with good reason. The underwater world here is breathtaking. It's a realm of coral reefs teeming with life, shipwrecks, and encounters with creatures you usually only see in documentaries. Whether you're a seasoned diver or just starting out, the Maldives offers an underwater experience you won't forget.
All right, let's dive in. Where should an underwater explorer head first? What are some must-see dive sites?
Well, for starters, there's Banana Reef. It's one of the oldest and most famous dive sites in the Maldives, known for its coral gardens, overhangs, and canyons where you can swim through schools of fish. It's a kaleidoscope of color and life.
Okay, that's going on the list. And what about something a little different, maybe for new divers?
Then HP Reef is a great choice. Gentle slopes, abundant marine life. Imagine yourself gliding through colorful reef fish, spotting stingrays, and maybe even a sea turtle or two.
You're making me want to grab a snorkel right now. But you know, as much as I love spending 40 days underwater, our listener might want to come up for air at some point.
Yeah.
What about adventures beyond the beach and the waves? What else does the Maldives have to offer?
Well, for thrill seekers, there's fishing. Not just casting a line from the shore. This is big game fishing. Tuna, barracuda, even marlin. A true test of skill.
Okay, that's different from lounging on the beach.
Yeah.
What about something more laid back? Maybe riding the waves instead of catching what's under them?
Well, the Maldives has actually become a popular surfing destination. The swells, especially during the wet season, draw surfers from around the world. Spots like Pasta Point with its long barrels and Chickens, known for its fast waves, are great for experienced surfers. But there are also gentler breaks for beginners.
So, fishing, surfing. What about those who prefer a calmer approach to adventure?
Don't worry, there's something for everyone. The Maldives is a playground of water sports. Jet skiing, parasailing, kayaking, you name it. There's an activity for every energy level.
All right, we've covered city life, beaches, diving, fishing, surfing, even boating. But no Maldivian adventure is complete without the local cuisine. And as a foodie, I'm excited about this.
Oh, get ready. Maldivian cuisine is a fusion of flavors reflecting its island location and heritage.
I bet seafood is a big part of it.
Absolutely. Imagine succulent lobster, delicate crab meat, and so many kinds of fish, prepared in ways you've never imagined.
All right, you've got me curious. Any dishes our listener has to try? Something that says Maldives.
Well, for breakfast, you can't miss Maafushi, a traditional dish. Shredded smoked tuna blended with coconut chili and lime served with roshi flatbread. It's a unique way to start the day.
Maafushi. Okay, that's going on my breakfast list. What about something more adventurous?
Then you have to try bambugelu. It's a curry made with tender bamboo shoots simmered in coconut milk and spices. A true taste of the local flavors.
Bambukelu. Interesting. And for those evenings when you want something warm and comforting?
Then try garudia, a classic Maldivian fish soup. Usually made with tuna, simmered with onions, chilies, and curry leaves.
Garudia. Okay, adding that to my list too. But what about dessert? Those tropical fruits are calling my name.
Oh, you're in for a treat. Imagine juicy mangoes, creamy coconuts, and banana-based desserts.
This all sounds incredible, but I know what some listeners might be thinking. The Maldives. Overwater bungalows. It must be expensive.
That's where we debunk the myth that the Maldives is only for the ultra-wealthy. Yes, there are luxurious options, but there are also ways to experience this paradise on a budget.
Okay, let's break it down. Accommodations are usually the biggest expense. What are our options if we're not ready to spend a fortune on overwater bungalows?
There are plenty of budget-friendly resorts, comfortable and stylish without breaking the bank. For example, you could check out Adaaran Maldives by Cinnamon. Beautiful beachfront rooms, excellent diving, and a relaxed atmosphere, all at a reasonable price.
Okay, that sounds good. But what if we want to go even lower on the budget?
Then there are guest houses. Think cozy, family-run places, often with a local vibe and good prices. Holima's Guest House and Maldives Hostel are excellent choices, clean and comfortable.
So we have options. What about food? Are we stuck with resort prices?
Not at all. Local eateries are key.
Yeah.
You can find delicious Maldivian meals for much less than resort prices. Sea House Restaurant in Malé is a good example. Fresh seafood, traditional dishes, and stunning ocean views.
Nice. What about street food?
Street food is a must. It's a chance to experience real Maldivian cuisine. Savory snacks, sweet treats, all bursting with flavor and usually costing very little.
Okay, accommodations and food are covered. What about transportation? Getting around those islands can't be cheap.
It depends. Private speedboats and seaplanes are the most luxurious, but the public ferry system is great for budget travelers. For just a few dollars, you can hop between islands, enjoy the scenery, and experience how locals travel.
Island, hopping on a budget. I like it.
Yeah.
What about activities? Are there affordable ways to experience the underwater world or get some thrills?
Definitely. You can find snorkeling and diving trips with local operators for much less than resort excursions. And if you want to explore the islands in a more budget-friendly way, rent a bicycle or scooter.
So we've established that a Maldivian vacation doesn't have to be expensive. But let's talk about that 40-day itinerary. How do we balance luxury and budget-friendly adventures?
Well, with 40 days, you have the luxury of time. It's about immersing yourself in the Maldivian rhythm. Leisurely mornings, snorkeling, evenings under the stars.
Sounds magical. Can you give us a specific example of a sample itinerary? One that blends luxury and budget-friendly adventures.
All right, let's start with the first few days. How about arriving in Malé, spending a day or two exploring the markets and landmarks?
Love it. An urban adventure to kick things off.
Then we whisk our listener away to a luxurious resort for some pampering, waking up in an overwater bungalow, swimming, spa treatments, gourmet meals with ocean views.
Starting the trip off right. But you mentioned some budget-friendly resorts earlier. Which one would you recommend for this?
Hanifaru Maldives by Cinnamon is a great choice. Stunning beachfront accommodations, excellent dining, and a relaxed atmosphere, all without breaking the bank.
Perfect. So we have our luxurious escape. What comes next on this 40-day adventure?
Well, after a few days of luxury, it's time to embrace adventure. Let's go to the Ari Atoll.
Okay. Whale sharks, here we come.
Imagine swimming with those gentle giants, their massive forms gliding through the water, and the Ari Atoll is also perfect for manta rays. Imagine snorkeling and finding yourself surrounded by these graceful creatures.
Wow. This is amazing. I know the Maldives is more than just marine life, though. What about the cultural experiences?
After the Ari Atoll, let's go to the Ba Atoll to immerse ourselves in the local culture. Visit villages, meet the people, maybe learn some Bodubaru dance moves.
I'm already picturing myself trying to keep up with those dances. But I'm curious about some of those unique experiences you mentioned earlier, like the underwater restaurant.
Ah, you're talking about Sub 6, an incredible underwater dining experience. You descend 6 meters below the surface to dine with panoramic views of marine life.
That's going on my bucket list. It sounds amazing. But we have a lot more to cover, and our 40 days are going by fast.
Don't worry, we've just started. We still have so much to explore. Surfing at Pasta Point, kayaking, spa treatments, and so much more.
I can't wait to hear about the rest. This 40-day journey is going to be the ultimate Maldivian escape.
It's that mix, right? Luxury and adventure, calm and excitement.
Yeah.
We can go from swimming with whale sharks to a spa in just a few days.
It's like having everything in one place.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking about the quiet moments. The chance to really see how Maldivians live. What about those less touristy islands?
You're talking about discovering the soul of the Maldives. Walking through a village where life slows down, kids playing, the smell of fresh bread.
It sounds peaceful. So different from our busy lives. What can we do on these local islands?
It's a chance to connect with the people, learn about their traditions. You might even have tea with the family, hearing stories passed down for generations. Or wander through a local market, finding unique crafts.
It's like a whole different world. Can we see those Bodubaru dances you mentioned? The music on these islands?
Oh, absolutely. Bodubaru is often a part of local festivals. Drummers, the rhythm echoing, dancers moving with incredible grace. It's the heartbeat of Maldivian culture.
It sounds amazing. We've talked a lot about the beauty of the Maldives, but there are challenges too, right?
You're right. The Maldives is facing climate change and the rising sea levels are a threat. Our actions have consequences, and we need to protect this environment.
It makes you think, what are they doing in the Maldives to address this?
The Maldivian government is aiming to be carbon neutral by 2030. They're investing in renewable energy, sustainable tourism, and protecting their coral reefs.
That's good to hear. It gives me hope. We've talked about the big picture, but what about those little quirky details, the things that make the Maldives so unique?
The Maldives is full of surprises. Did you know there are no traffic lights in the whole country?
No traffic lights. Seriously, how does that work?
Well, on a nation of tiny islands where people mostly walk, bike, or take boats, traffic lights aren't really needed. It shows how relaxed life is in the Maldives.
That's fascinating. Any other fun facts?
Here's another. Buildings can't be taller than the tallest palm tree.
Wow, that's different. But it makes sense. They want to keep the islands beautiful.
Exactly. Nature comes first in the Maldives. Speaking of unique places to stay, have you heard about the underwater villas?
The ones where you sleep with the fish. They look amazing.
They're really special, waking up to those coral reefs and fish outside your window, like your own aquarium.
Okay, that's going on my list. Underwater villas, no traffic lights, hundreds of tiny islands. The Maldives is truly different.
And that's what makes it captivating, a place to escape the ordinary and find wonder.
It's a place where dreams come true. Okay, we've covered a lot. How do we plan the perfect 40-day trip for our listener? Where do we begin?
I think it's about balancing relaxation, exploring, and culture. We want our listener to experience it all, from the beaches and reefs to the markets of Malay and the peace of the local islands.
All right, let's make this itinerary. What about the first few days?
Let's ease into the Maldivian rhythm. When they arrive at the airport, we'll take them straight to a luxurious resort.
I like it. Which resort are we thinking?
For the ultimate experience, we could go to Maafushi. Eco-friendly luxury, overwater villas, amazing service, waking up to ocean views, swimming, gourmet meals.
That sounds incredible, but I know Maafushi is expensive. What if our listener is looking for something a little less pricey?
We have other options. How about Alatu Maldives by Cinnamon? Beautiful beaches, great diving, comfortable, and more affordable.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
So we have our luxurious base camp. What should our listener do during these first few days?
Well, no trip to the Maldives is complete without experiencing the underwater world. Snorkeling and diving are a must.
Of course. And you mentioned some amazing dive sites earlier. Where should our listeners start?
For an unforgettable experience, we should take them to HP Reef. Beautiful coral, lots of marine life, and a chance to see sea turtles.
Okay, that's a definite must-do. What about something a bit more active? I know the Maldives is great for water sports.
Absolutely. How about some jet skiing or parasailing? It's a great way to enjoy the scenery and get your heart racing.
I love it. And after all that excitement, some relaxation and pampering.
Every luxury resort needs a spa. We'll make sure our listener has time for some rejuvenating treatments.
Massages, facials, maybe even yoga on the beach. It sounds perfect.
Exactly. We want our listener to feel refreshed and ready for their next adventure.
Okay, we have the first few days planned. Luxury, underwater exploration, water sports, and spa time. What happens next?
After a few days of pampering, let's change things up and go to Malay.
City life amidst all the islands. I like the contrast.
It's a different side to the Maldives. We'll start with the Grand Friday Mosque, see the coral stone architecture, and feel the peaceful atmosphere.
It's important to remember the Maldives has a rich Islamic heritage.
Exactly. And after the mosque, we'll visit the National Museum to learn about the history of the Maldives.
It's like a journey through time.
And of course, we can't forget those bustling markets. It's a sensory experience with stalls full of exotic fruits, fresh seafood, and spices.
It's a chance to feel the energy of Maldivian life.
In the evenings, we'll try those traditional Maldivian dishes.
So after 10 days, we've seen both resort life and the capital city. Where do we go next?
For days 11 to 15, let's go to the Ari Atoll. It's perfect for anyone who loves marine life.
Here come the whale sharks.
Imagine swimming next to these gentle giants. And don't forget the manta rays. Snorkeling, and suddenly you're surrounded by these amazing creatures.
Wow, 7 meters. That's like a dream. But the Maldives is more than just sea creatures, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else is there to do in the Ari Atoll?
The Ari Atoll has some amazing dive sites, too. We can explore Banana Reef, swim with colorful fish, maybe even see a sea turtle.
So many choices. With 5 days, I'm sure we can fit in plenty of diving and snorkeling. What if someone prefers to stay above water?
The Ari Atoll is great for kayaking and paddleboarding, too. Exploring hidden coves, paddling through mangroves, or just enjoying the calm water.
It sounds perfect. After 15 days, we've seen luxury, the city, and underwater wonders. What's next?
For days 16 through 20, we'll go to the Ba Atoll, a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. It's incredibly diverse and committed to sustainable tourism.
What can we do there?
The Ba Atoll is where you can connect with nature and experience the local culture. We can visit villages, meet the people, and maybe learn some Baduburu dancing.
I can't wait to try those dances. What else can we explore?
The Ba Atoll is also home to Hanifaru Bay. It's a protected area where manta rays and whale sharks gather. It's a spectacular sight.
That's going on the list.
Yeah.
You mentioned sustainable tourism. What does that look like in the Ba Atoll?
Many places in the Ba Atoll are eco-friendly. They use solar power, reduce waste, and promote responsible diving and snorkeling. It's a way to enjoy the beauty of the Maldives while protecting it.
I like that. So after 20 days, we've experienced luxury, the city, underwater life, and sustainable tourism. What happens in the second half of our 40 days?
For days 21 to 25, we'll go back to luxury, this time to a place that offers something truly special. The Conrad Maldives Rannalhi Island. That's where the underwater restaurant is.
Sub 6. Dining 6 meters underwater. It sounds like a one-of-a-kind experience.
It is, and the Conrad Maldives also has those incredible underwater villas. Imagine spending a few nights in your own aquarium.
That's what dreams are made of. But what if someone isn't ready to spend that much on an underwater villa?
Don't worry, the Conrad Maldives also has beachfront villas and overwater bungalows. Something for everyone.
Perfect. So after 25 days, we've seen luxury again and some unique adventures. What's next?
For days 26 through 30, let's head to the North Malay Atoll. It's known for its incredible surfing.
Now we're talking. Which surf spot are we going to?
If we're feeling adventurous, we can go to Pasta Point. It's a famous break with challenging waves.
Wow, those waves sound intense. What if someone's not ready for those kinds of waves?
The North Malay Atoll has all kinds of surf breaks, from easy waves for beginners to more challenging ones.
So after 30 days, we've experienced luxury, city life, underwater wonders, sustainable tourism, and surfing. Our 40 days are flying by. What's next?
For days 31 through 35, let's relax and head to the South Malay Atoll. It's known for its quiet beaches and peaceful atmosphere.
That sounds like the perfect way to unwind after all that excitement. Yep. What can we do in the South Malay Atoll?
It's a great place to just relax, swimming, sunbathing, snorkeling, exploring the islands.
It's a chance to recharge.
Exactly. And in the evenings, we can take sunset cruises, enjoy fresh seafood dinners, or just listen to the waves.
Okay, so after 35 days, we've experienced it all. What about the last few days of our trip?
For days 36 to 40, let's go back to where we started, Malé.
Back to the capital. What will we do there?
We'll explore the parts of Malé we didn't see before. Maybe take a cooking class, visit an art gallery, or just enjoy the city.
It's a chance to experience Malé in a new way.
Exactly. And, of course, we'll have time for shopping, trying new foods, and soaking up the city's energy.
It sounds like a great way to end our 40 days.
On our last night, we'll have a farewell dinner at one of Malay's best restaurants. We'll talk about our experiences and celebrate the Maldives.
The perfect ending. Before we say goodbye to the Maldives, let's talk about responsible travel again.
You're right. As we've said, the Maldives is beautiful, but facing challenges from climate change. We need to make good choices as travelers, supporting sustainable businesses and being careful with the environment.
We need to leave a positive impact so that others can enjoy the Maldives in the future.
It's about traveling with a purpose and respecting the places we visit.
I agree. So let's dive into a possible 40-day itinerary.
I'm ready. Let's plan an amazing trip.
For the first 5 days, let's go to that luxurious Adaaran Maldives by Cinnamon. It's the perfect way to start the trip. Imagine waking up in a beautiful villa, listening to the waves.
I love it. During those first few days, let's encourage our listener to really enjoy the resort. Lazy mornings, snorkeling, delicious meals.
And don't forget the spa. Massages and facials are the perfect way to relax.
Definitely. We want our listener to feel pampered and ready for the rest of their adventure.
So 5 days of pure relaxation. What's next?
For days 6 through 10, let's go to Malé.
The capital city. Nice.
It's a chance to see a different side of the Maldives. We'll start with a visit to the Grand Friday Mosque. We'll admire the architecture and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere.
It's important to see this side of the Maldives, too.
After the mosque, we'll go to the National Museum to learn about the history of the Maldives.
I love learning about the history of the places I visit.
And no trip to Malé is complete without visiting the markets. They're full of energy, with stalls selling fruits, seafood, and spices.
It's a chance to see real Maldivian life.
In the evenings, we'll try some of those traditional Maldivian dishes we talked about.
Okay, so after 10 days, we've seen a luxury resort in the busy capital city. What's next?
For days 11 to 15, let's go to the Ari Atoll, a paradise for anyone who loves marine life.
The whale sharks are waiting for us.
We can swim alongside these gentle giants and snorkel with manta rays.
Amazing.
The Ari Atoll also has some fantastic dive sites. We can explore Banana Reef, swim with colorful fish, and maybe even see a sea turtle.
So many choices. With 5 days there, we can do a lot of diving and snorkeling. What about those who prefer to stay above water?
The RE Atoll is perfect for kayaking and paddle boarding. We can explore hidden coves, paddle through mangroves, or just enjoy the peaceful water.
Sounds great. So after 15 days, we've had luxury, city life, and underwater wonders. What's next?
For days 16 through 20, let's go to the Ba Atoll, a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. It's famous for its biodiversity and its focus on sustainable tourism.
I'm excited to see it. What can we do there?
The Ba Atoll is where we can connect with nature and see local culture. We can visit traditional villages, meet the people, and maybe even learn some Budubur dance moves.
I can't wait to try the dancing. What else can we explore in the Ba Atoll?
It's also home to Hanifaru Bay, a protected area where manta rays and whale sharks gather. It's a truly amazing sight.
Wow, that's going on the list. You mentioned sustainable tourism. What does that look like in the Ba Atoll?
Many resorts and guest houses are environmentally friendly. They use solar power, try to reduce waste, and encourage responsible diving and snorkeling. It's about enjoying the beauty of the Maldives while protecting the environment.
I like that. 20 days in, and we've experienced luxury, the city, underwater life, and sustainable tourism. What's next?
For days 21 through 25, we'll return to luxury, this time at the Conrad Maldives Rannalhi Island. That's where the underwater restaurant is.
Sub 6. I can't wait to dine 6 meters underwater, surrounded by marine life.
It's a truly special experience. And the Conrad Maldives also has underwater villas. Imagine spending a few nights in your own personal aquarium.
Sounds amazing. But what if our listener isn't ready to splurge on an underwater villa?
The Conrad Maldives also has beachfront villas and overwater bungalows. There's something for every taste and budget.
Great. 25 days in, we've experienced more luxury and some incredible Maldivian adventures. What's next?
For days 26 through 30, let's head to the North Malay Atoll, which is famous for its amazing surfing.
Now we're talking. Which surf spot are we going to?
For a real adventure, we could head to Pasta Point. It's a legendary surf break with challenging waves.
Those waves sound intense. What if our listener isn't quite ready for those kinds of waves?
The North Malay Atoll has all kinds of surf breaks, from gentle waves for beginners to challenging waves for more experienced surfers. There's something for everyone.
Perfect. So 30 days in, we've experienced luxury, city life, underwater wonders, sustainable tourism, and surfing. Our 40 days are really coming together. What's next?
For days 31 through 35, let's head to the South Malay Atoll, known for its secluded beaches and relaxed atmosphere. It's the perfect place to unwind.
Sounds like a great way to recharge after all those adventures.
Yeah.
What can we do in the South Malay Atoll?
We can swim, sunbathe, snorkel, and explore nearby islands by kayak or paddleboard.
It's all about relaxation.
Exactly. And in the evenings, we can take sunset cruises, dine on fresh seafood under the stars, or just relax in our beachfront villa and listen to the waves.
35 days in, and we've experienced a bit of everything. Luxury, adventure, cultural immersion, and pure relaxation. What's in store for the last few days of our 40-day adventure?
For days 36 through 40, let's go back to where our trip began, Malé.
Back to the capital city. What will we do there this time?
We'll focus on things we might have missed during our first visit. Maybe we'll take a cooking class to learn about Maldivian cuisine, or visit a local art gallery to see the work of Maldivian artists.
It's a chance to experience Malé from a new angle.
Exactly. And we'll have time for shopping, trying new restaurants, and enjoying the city's energy.
It sounds like the perfect way to end our 40-day adventure, bringing everything full circle.
On our last night, we'll enjoy a special farewell dinner at one of Malay's best restaurants. We'll reminisce about all the amazing things we've experienced and celebrate our time in the Maldives.
That sounds like a wonderful ending to an unforgettable trip. But before we say goodbye to the Maldives, let's take a moment to think about responsible travel and how our choices impact the places we visit.
You're right. The Maldives is facing challenges, especially from climate change. As travelers, we need to make thoughtful choices, supporting businesses that are sustainable and trying to minimize our impact on the environment.
We want to make sure future generations can enjoy the Maldives too.
Exactly. It's about traveling with a purpose and showing respect for the places we visit.
I couldn't agree more. So let's map out a possible itinerary for those 40 days in paradise.
Great. Let's plan an amazing adventure.
For the first 5 days, we'll stay at the luxurious Hanifaru Maldives by Cinnamon. Imagine waking up in a beautiful beachfront villa with the sound of waves crashing on the shore. It's the perfect way to start our trip and get used to the Maldivian pace of life.
That's a fantastic start. During those first few days, our listeners should really take advantage of the resort. They can have lazy mornings, go snorkeling or diving in the clear water, and enjoy delicious meals at the resort's restaurants.
And of course, we can't forget about the spa. A massage or facial is a perfect way to relax and get rid of stress.
Absolutely. We want our listener to feel pampered and refreshed before the rest of their journey.
5 days of pure relaxation? That sounds like a dream. What comes next?
For days 6 through 10, let's go to the lively capital city, Male.
A taste of city life in the middle of all those beautiful islands. I like it.
It's a great way to experience a different side of the Maldives. We'll start by visiting the Grand Friday Mosque, admiring its beautiful coral stone architecture and peaceful atmosphere.
It reminds us that the Maldives has a rich Islamic heritage, which we don't always see in those pictures of perfect beaches.
That's right. After the mosque, we'll go to the National Museum and learn about the history of the Maldives. We'll see how the country has changed from the time of ancient Buddhist kingdoms to the present day.
I love visiting museums to learn about the history of places I visit.
And no trip to Male is complete without a visit to the local markets. They're so vibrant, with stalls selling all sorts of exotic fruits, fresh seafood, and fragrant spices.
It's a chance to really see the energy of Maldivian life.
And in the evenings, we'll enjoy some of those delicious, traditional Maldivian dishes we talked about.
So after 10 days, we'll have experienced both the peaceful luxury of a resort and the exciting energy of the capital city. What's next on our 40-day adventure?
For days 11 through 15, we'll head to the Ari Atoll, which is like a dream for people who love marine life.
The whale sharks are calling.
We can swim alongside those incredible, gentle giants and snorkel with graceful manta rays.
Wow. That sounds like a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
The Ari Atoll also has some fantastic dive sites. We could explore Banana Reef, swim with schools of colorful fish, and maybe even encounter a friendly sea turtle.
There's so much to see and do. With 5 days in the Ari Atoll, we can fit in lots of diving and snorkeling. What about people who aren't so comfortable going underwater?
Well, the Ari Atoll is also perfect for kayaking and paddleboarding. We can explore hidden coves, paddle through mangrove forests, or simply enjoy the calm, clear water.
It sounds like the perfect mix of adventure and relaxation. So after 15 days, we'll have experienced luxury, city life, and the amazing underwater world. What's next?
For days 16 through 20, we'll head to the Ba Atoll, a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. It's known for its biodiversity and its commitment to sustainable tourism.
I can't wait to see it. What can we do there?
In the Ba Atoll, we can really connect with nature and experience the local culture. We can visit traditional villages, meet the friendly Maldivian people, and maybe even learn some Badubaru dance moves.
I'd love to try those dances. What else can we explore in the Ba Atoll?
It's also home to Hanifaru Bay, a protected area where manta rays and whale sharks gather. It's a truly remarkable sight to see.
Amazing. That definitely goes on the list. You mentioned sustainable tourism. What does that mean for the Ba Atoll?
Many of the resorts and guest houses in the Ba Atoll are environmentally friendly. They use things like solar power, try to reduce waste, and encourage responsible diving and snorkeling. It's all about enjoying the incredible beauty of the Maldives while also protecting it.
I love that. 20 days in, we'll have experienced luxury, the city, underwater life, and sustainable tourism. What comes next in the second half of our 40-day trip?
For days 21 through 25, let's head back to a luxurious resort, this time the Conrad Maldives Rannalhi Island. It's home to that incredible underwater restaurant you mentioned earlier.
Sub 6. I'm so excited to have dinner 6 meters underwater, surrounded by all those fish.
It's a really unique experience, and the Conrad Maldives also has those amazing underwater villas. Imagine spending a few nights with the feeling of being in your own private aquarium.
Now that's what dreams are made of. What if our listener isn't quite ready to spend that much money on an underwater villa?
No problem at all. The Conrad Maldives also has beachfront villas and overwater bungalows. There's something for everyone's budget.
Great. 25 days in, and we'll have experienced even more luxury and some truly special Maldivian adventures. What comes next?
For days 26 through 30, let's head to the North Malay Atoll, which is known for its world-class surfing.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Which surf spot are we going to check out?
If we're feeling adventurous, we could head to Pasta Point. It's a legendary surf break with challenging waves that are perfect for experienced surfers.
Those waves sound incredible but intense. What if our listener isn't quite ready for those types of waves?
Don't worry. The North Malay Atoll has a variety of surf breaks, from gentle waves that are perfect for beginners to more challenging waves for intermediate and advanced surfers. There's something for everyone.
Perfect. 30 days into our trip, and we'll have experienced luxury, the city, underwater wonders, sustainable tourism, and now surfing. Our 30 days are really coming together. What's next?
For days 31 through 35, we'll go to the South Malay Atoll, which is known for its secluded beaches and peaceful atmosphere. It's the perfect place to relax and unwind after all those exciting activities.
Sounds like a great way to recharge before the final part of our trip. What kind of things can we do in the South Malay Atoll?
It's the perfect place to swim, sunbathe, snorkel, and explore the islands by kayak or paddleboard. It's all about taking it easy and enjoying the beauty of the Maldives.
Can't wait. And after 35 days, we'll have experienced it all. Luxury, adventure, cultural immersion, and pure relaxation. What's in store for the last few days of our 40-day trip?
For days 36 through 40, let's finish our trip by going back to where it all began, Malay.
Back to the capital city. What will we do there?
This time we'll explore some of the hidden gems we might have missed on our first visit. Maybe we'll take a cooking class to learn the secrets of Maldivian cuisine, or visit a local art gallery to see the work of Maldivian artists.
It's a great way to experience Malay from a new perspective.
Exactly. And of course, we'll have time for shopping, trying new restaurants, and enjoying the vibrant energy of the city one last time.
It sounds like the perfect way to end our 40-day adventure. We'll come full circle.
On our last night, we'll enjoy a special farewell dinner at one of Malay's finest restaurants. We'll talk about our favorite memories from the trip and celebrate this amazing place.
I can't imagine a better ending to such an unforgettable trip. Before we say goodbye to the Maldives, though, let's take a moment to talk about responsible travel. We need to think about the impact our choices have on the places we visit.
You're right. As we've mentioned, the Maldives is a beautiful place, but also a fragile one. It's facing real threats from climate change. As travelers, we can make a difference by supporting businesses that are committed to sustainability and trying to minimize our own footprint on the environment.
Absolutely. We want to make sure that people can continue to enjoy the Maldives for many years to come.
That's what it's all about, traveling with a purpose and treating the places we visit with respect.
I couldn't agree more. Well, I think we've covered everything. Luxury resorts, the exciting city, underwater adventures, cultural experiences, sustainable tourism, and so much more. Our listener must be feeling so inspired to start planning their own 40-day Maldivian adventure.
I hope so. We've given them everything they need to create an amazing and memorable trip.
But before we wrap up this episode, I want to emphasize one last thing. The Maldives is a paradise, but it's also a place that needs our help. We can all play a part in protecting this beautiful and vulnerable destination by making responsible choices, supporting sustainable tourism, and speaking up about the importance of protecting our planet.
You're absolutely right. Our choices matter, and we all have a responsibility to protect our planet for the future.
Well, I think it's time to say goodbye to the Maldives, at least for now. But I have a feeling our listener will be back for more, maybe even for those amazing 40 days.
I think you're right. Until then, safe travels and always stay curious.
As we wrap up our deep dives into the Maldives, I'm so inspired. From those overwater bungalows to the local markets, swimming with whale sharks and having tea with Maldivian families.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? And remember, this is just a framework. Our listener can use it to plan their own 40-day Maldivian adventure.
Exactly. We've given them everything they need to make this dream trip a reality.
And don't forget, the Maldives has something for everyone, whether you're a budget traveler or looking for the ultimate luxury experience.
What I love is that it's more than just checking things off a bucket list. It's about truly experiencing a place that's both beautiful and vulnerable.
You said it. It's about traveling with a purpose, being mindful, and respecting the places we visit.
And maybe by seeing the beauty and challenges of the Maldives firsthand, our listener will want to make a difference to help protect our planet.
It's about how travel can help us grow and understand our connection to the world.
I love that. So as we finish up, I want to leave our listener with this. The Maldives is a paradise, but paradise is fragile. We all need to do our part to protect it so future generations can experience it too.
I agree. It's time to say goodbye to the Maldives, at least for now. But who knows, maybe our listener will be back, perhaps for those 40 incredible days.
I think you're right. Until then, safe travels and never stop exploring.